What if I told you one medical mistake could steal your voice? I'm Ava Bentley. I sang for fun, dreaming of country stages. Then a devastating medical error damaged my vocal cords, and sometime later, heart failure silencing that dream in an instant. But I refused to let that be the end of my story. I discovered something revolutionary, AI, that could bring my music to life. Today, I'm not just singing again, I'm shaping history as an AI-powered female country artist. Using cutting-edge AI tools, I craft lyrics, shape melodies, and produce fully realized songs from my ideas. Collaborating with technology the way an artist collaborates with a producer. My musicianship guides every choice. My voice was taken, but my artistry found a new way to soar. This isn't just about tech, it's about my resilience, reinvention, and the power of creativity to overcome loss, even heart failure. My story shows how innovation can amplify the human spirit and open doors I never imagined. Ready to hear what the future of country music sounds like? Stream my AI-created songs on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and all major platforms. Then share, follow, and become part of the next chapter in music history. Don't just witness history, listen to it.
What's happening?
Oh, just living the dream. It's
Um,
uh it's a bigger dream than I was realizing.
the dream is getting bigger and bigger, and we have Ava Bentley, the first country music AI artist,
Female.
superstar, here on Second Opinion.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Wow, this is amazing. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Just like I said, just super busy, living the dream. Lots of things happening this week in particular with releasing my new single, A Whole Lot of Sass, getting lots of positive reviews. I'm doing it in a layered approach, a phased approach, and so everybody's getting a chance to kind of see how it's progressing with the song and getting them excited. So it's exciting.
You know what else is exciting? Is that you are so well received whenever we have featured you on the halftime show. I mean,
Awesome.
the emails come in, people are asking me left and right, who is this Ava Bentley? It- It's crazy.
That is so cool. I appreciate that. Thank you for that feedback. Let's tell them who Ava Bentley is.
Yeah, let's do that. Give us a little brief background about yourself and how you're using the AI in your music and why you're using it.
Absolutely. So, Ava Bentley, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a country music star, and I always thought I was going to go to Nashville. Wrote songs, tormented my family for many years, putting on my own little private shows. But things took me away from music at some point in time with having a special needs daughter, and then sometime later, I married a musician and we were just jamming out. We were loving playing music, in our studio garage apartment. I wasn't trained technically or professionally how to sing or use my voice, and ended up causing some damage. Some throat nodules developed on my vocal cords. And unfortunately, I went in to have surgery. And just like anybody gets a warning, oh, these things could happen to you. No, nobody really thinks that they will, right? You're going in
Yeah.
with, the best care you think you're getting. But in my case, the doctor on both sides of my vocal cords cut too deep, went into something called the SLP layer, which is basically a liquid that sits in between your vocal cords. That's what causes the reverberation or vibration of your vocal cords, and that's how sound is produced. And in my case, they cut both sides, went in too deep, and that liquid, some of that liquid was released, not all of it, but some of that liquid was released. Well, you can never regenerate that ever.
Wow.
And so I ultimately had multiple surgeries, one to restore my speaking voice. But unfortunately, the catastrophe that happened was I lost my singing voice.
Mm.
At least how you would want to use it, if you were performing. I can still sing somewhat, but where the cuts are in my vocal cords, there's scar tissue, there's damage. So yeah, I can just be belting out a tune and all of a sudden it just stops. Like there's no more
Yeah.
sound, that comes out, or it'll start to get, it's hard to describe it, like a crackly sound will start to happen. Um, where it starts to hit that scar tissue and then it goes completely off key. So I don't want anybody to hear me sing like that, other than whoever I want to torture at home with me or in the car, because I haven't stopped
Right.
singing. I mean, I still feel the music and I want to sing it. I just can't do it out, all the time in public. And then so a short time ago, as you know, I had heart failure, and that heart failure resulted in major heart surgery that was able to free the risk that was sitting inside my heart, where I had an artery that grew deep into the heart muscle, which is a genetic thing. It happened at birth, before birth, as my heart was forming. But over time, as I, was aging, things start to change in your body, and it was starting to get very constrained inside of my heart and wasn't opening up. So I lost some pumping capacity of my heart. They
Mm.
went in and did major heart surgery to free that artery, and though they don't move it, they give it almost a sense if they brought it back to the top of the surface of your heart. Because our arteries are on the outside of our heart. They're not on the inside. And I know people don't really actually, you don't think about that, right? So,
No.
yeah, in my case, it was actually trapped inside my own heartbeat. So my own heartbeat was strangling my ability to pump blood and get oxygen, moving through my body into my extremities and things like that. So anyway, during, all these things have happened, I played with
Wow.
AI music for a little while, like almost 2 years ago, and didn't do anything real with it really. I just did some birthday songs, and I thought that was pretty cool. Did one other, song. I'm like, oh, that's neat, and I shared it with some friends, and they're like, oh, put it out on Spotify. No, that seemed like a pain, so I didn't even mess with that. But when I got sent home to start preparing for the heart surgery, I really couldn't do any work and I wasn't, able to go out and about because you don't want to risk getting an infection and not being able to have that heart surgery. That heart surgery was really critical for, my survival. And so that's when I began to truly discover AI music and started, taking my own lyrics. And I was really somewhat depressed, as anybody would be when they're facing, this very scary thing. And I started to dig deep into my soul and start to tell my stories, whether it was love stories, breakup stories, fear. I mean, there's some songs you haven't heard that were all about this heart surgery and this heart surgeon and, hopeful that, he's able to be successful and save my life and, those sort of things and what other people are going through because it's a very rare heart condition that I have. And I'm with a group and I wanted to share it with them because, they came back to me and would say, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm going through. You just helped me touch on emotions I didn't even know I needed to confront. And so little,
Wow.
things like that where my music I was getting better at writing the songs, producing the songs, and then ultimately got them out into the world where everyone can go hear them today on the streaming platforms, whether it be Spotify or iTunes or YouTube, Amazon Music, wherever it is. I have, I'm out there and you can hear my music. But really it's the compounding, medical travesties that brought me, to this point where we're having this conversation today. And, I'm really proud of the music that I'm developing. And it's actually brought me back to when I was a little girl. And I said I wanted to be a country music star, but I never made it to Nashville. And now my music is out there. My parents and my family are hearing this music, and it makes me very proud. And I really think that it's going to continue to grow and get better and better as I develop better skills with these AI tools and produce this music, but it's always coming from the heart. These are my lyrics. Everything to me is a song. Everything I hear in
Right.
my head is a song. I mean, you can give me one word and I will produce a song. And it doesn't take me a lot of time to do it once I start getting that rhythm and rhyme going in my head. And next thing you know, there's a song in front of you. I'll
Oh,
pause
that is
there.
That's wonderful. And you know what else is wonderful is that these songs that are in your head that you're translating and making them a reality are charting. They're hitting the Billboard. I mean, Amazon charts. I mean, you're seeing all this success. How does that make you feel?
It's a little bit surreal. I didn't wake up thinking, especially, I've been living a whole other life basically. And it was not until really the heart issue is what pushed me back into music more than anything, because I had drifted very, very far from it after the vocal cord mishap. And it is surreal, and I'm very excited about it too, because this was my first love. Music is my first love. So being able to do this, I feel very blessed. I thank God every day. I remember praying before that heart surgery, please just give me a second chance. Please don't, let this be it for me. There's so much more I want to do in the world. I promise
Oh,
if
yeah.
I come through this, I will make the most of my second chance. And that's what it feels like. And I'm really excited that now I'm doing music and people are loving the music. And that's what I think I was really born to do.
You know what else I think that you're born to do?
What?
The Super Bowl halftime show one of these days.
Absolutely. I
What
would
would that
love to
look
do that.
like? What would that look like being an AI artist first time ever?
Mm.
Ava Bentley doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
I would be on top of the world. Absolutely on top of the world. If I achieve that level of status, and that's a goal, right? Is to get there, that would be just record breaking, right? That would be historic of, grand proportions to achieve that level of notoriety, and that people are listening and loving the music and bringing it to the whole wide world, because that's one of the biggest stages in the world. So if you can achieve something like that, that would be unreal.
Yeah, that would definitely be unreal. Now, you've been prioritizing your health, okay?
Hmm.
What does fitness how is that important to you? I know that it is,
Hmm.
being healthy. And what were some of the things that you did and that you're doing to maintain yourself right now?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I couldn't do exercising for a while. I would just almost collapse on the floor. Well, now I know because my heart wasn't pumping right. But exercise and eating healthy, that is essential. I'm very fortunate. I was always eating healthy my whole life. And that made a difference, because if I had been eating, bad foods and not taking care of myself internally, I'm not sure this outcome would look exactly the same. And I may not even be here if I didn't. But since I was a child, again, I was always really healthy back then. I'm like, I only want to eat vegetables. Not that I don't eat meat, but I was always very adamant that I want raw vegetables. I don't like food that is just bad for you. And so
Yeah.
I've always been, a clean, healthy eater. So that's always important to me. What you put in your body is what you get out of it. And so that for me, speaks volumes that you've got to eat healthy, you've got to live right. And now exercising, I'm just now getting to the point where I can start doing, some exercising. It's somewhat monitored at the moment, as you would expect when you go through major heart surgery. You're just not like free on your own, immediately. They want to monitor and make sure that, your heart's operating the way that it should be. When they cut a trench through your heart, things aren't exactly the same, when you come out. So there's a little bit of oversight that has to happen from that standpoint. But I truly believe you have to take care of yourself internally and externally. And that's where you get, that's your healthiest you. And you got to look at what you're eating, and you got to, got to get your body moving.
You got to get your body moving and grooving. And you know what? I want to take a break real quick just to show some love to our official sponsor, and then we'll keep it moving and grooving again. Big shouts out to the official sponsor, Critter Cuts of Washington, North Carolina, your local grooming and boarding facility, offering a variety of grooming services and provide a safe place for your little furry babies to stay while you're away. They take care of your fur babies. Call 252-940-6891 or visit crittercutsnc.com for more information on how to pamper your pooch. That's crittercutsnc.com. They groom cats too. So they take care of cats. I'm Slykat, so maybe they'll take care of me. Ask about the Groom Club. You got some furry babies over there, Ava?
I actually do. I was trying to get them to come over here, but it's a nap time this morning. So they're like, I'm not getting up. We're taking a nap.
That's funny. That's hilarious. Who's your favorite team? I mean, do you like sports?
I'm not a huge sports fan, but I am Texan. So, despite how, the
Oh,
Texas team might do, I like the Texas teams. But if anything, it'd probably be football over anything else. I find that to
you
be
like the
more of a fun sport.
Cowboys?
Well, I like everyone, but I'm probably more Texan because I'm in the Houston area than the Cowboys. But regardless, they're a Texas team, so go Texas teams.
Ava, let me tell you something. It's been unbelievable to have you come on the show. We're going to play a lot of your music. We're going to continue to do so. You guys can check her out, Ava Bentley, AVABENTLY.com. Is that correct?
That is accurate, Slykat.
And what are the new singles or the things that are floating around in social media again that you want to tell the audience?
Yeah, so my new single's about to drop on March 1. It's called A Whole Lot of Sass. It's an upcoming album that will be released this summer called Sassitude. And this is the first song to be released, but still, keep listening to my Timeless album that came out in December. Just Not Enough hit #1 on the Amazon Hot New Releases. So I'm very excited about that. So you can find my music, as I said earlier, everywhere in the global streaming platforms, the Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And just keep listening and playing my music. And more to come from Ava Bentley. We're just getting started.
We're just getting the party started. Ava Bentley, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
There's always more to read at Next Chapter Books and Art, winner of Sun Journal's Reader's Choice Awards for New Bern's Best Bookstore in 2025. Owned by local author Michelle Guerin-Fly, Next Chapter Books and Art features local authors and artists' works as well as new and used books of all sorts. Don't forget, we carry gift certificates for that special book lover in your life. For more information, call 252-633-5774. That's 252-633-5774. And check out our event page on our website at thenextchapternc.com.
We interrupt this broadcast for the Second Opinion halftime show.
My name is Ashlyn for Carbon Lifeforms. Here's our song, Sent to Conquer. You're watching Second Opinion.
Your Highness, we're ready to broadcast. The ruler of Zortin that come to us. He bow and pledge your soul and work. We're sinking smile at me. Like the females I could ever see. I'm an alien and I'm not from here. I'm an alien sent to Earth to conquer your fears. I think I'm going to have to stay. The one thing heals and I can't slay. They wear dresses and look mighty fine. I have desires, I'm out of my mind. And they're so pretty, they smile at me. For these females I have a need. 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 For these females I have a need.
You bloom in colors I can't ignore. A quiet storm I want to explore. Your petals whisper, soft and sweet, but your thorns cut me, they run deep. I see the armor, I see the fight, but who's gonna hold you tonight? You are a rose, I know, beautiful but hard to hold. I bleed for the love you come in. Now I've got thorns in my hands. I trace your edges, I take the pain, hoping love will break the chain. But every touch, it leaves a mark. Your beauty glows, but the nights are dark. I wanna stay, I wanna try, but how much more before I can't take the pain? You are a rose, I know, beautiful but hard to hold. I bleed for the love you command. Now I've got thorns in my hands. My love for you is real, but how do we both take a chance and heal? Ooh, you are my beautiful
Hey y'all, Gramps here. I'm proud to introduce the title track to our latest album, Red-Blooded American. And you're watching Second Opinion.
Yeah. Same old bar, same old crowd. Slykat riding up to the bar in my favorite home, feeling tired and looking a little gone. Ordering a refreshing, nice cold brew, another hard week of start anew. In comes the clowns from a leftist lair. You can tell by the rainbow colors of hair, dressed in black like they warrior priests. They found a booth and took up the seas, getting loud, running down this land I love, spitting fire at the flag and a man up above. I turned around and said, boy, that's enough. Running in packs, they all think they're tough. Pink hair stood up and said, who the hell are you? I said, son, I'm a chain-smoking, hard-drinking son of a bitch. Ain't taking no liberties, anti-America bitch. I'm a red-blooded American through and through. I fight and die for this land I love, even for you. Jukebox stopped and the room went still. You could feel that tension rise and chill. I said, you don't like it here, there's a door. This ain't the place for your kind no more. Pink hair tried his best to stare me down, but his leftist glare don't play in this town. I just smiled to the long slow sip, said talk's cheap, best button that lip. They drifted out quiet through the evening haze, crowds glare burning through their leftist glaze. Bartender laughed, said that's how it's done. I said just standing up for where we're from. This bar's my church, this land's my creed. Faith and freedom's all a man needs. You can talk your talk, I'll walk my way, standing tall for the red, white, and brave. Pink hair turned and said, who the hell are you? I said, son, I'm a chain-smoking, hard-drinking son of a bitch. Ain't taking no liberties, anti-America pitch. I work these hands till the callus is split. Stand tall for my flag and I don't quit. Yeah, I'll fight and die for this dirt I stand. I'm a hard-working man for this hard-working land. That's right, son. Stand for your land.
was a fool to say I didn't want that woman back in my life. Who am I fooling?
Nobody. Nobody, baby. You only fooling yourself.
When I say I don't love you, I don't love you, I don't love you anymore. I don't love you anymore. Who am I fooling? I'm only fooling myself. I'm only fooling myself. Telling all of my friends, telling all that I'm glad that you're gone. That I'm glad that you're gone. Who am I fooling? Knowing I want you back at home. Knowing I want you back at home. I just gotta know who am I fooling? Nobody, baby. You're only fooling yourself. Who am I fooling? by the minute. Baby, it's counting the days you've been gone. Wishing you would come home. So when I say I'm glad you're gone, who am I fooling? I'm only fooling myself. So girl, who am I fooling? Ooh, baby. I was a fool to say I didn't want that woman back in my life. What was I thinking? I'm only fooling myself. Who am I? Would you come back to me? I'm down on bending knees. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? I just gotta know. In my soul, but would you please come back to me? I'm down on bending knees. So
This halftime show was sponsored by Nash Studios of Greenville, North Carolina. Stillwater Kayaks of New Bern, North Carolina is your premier destination for year-round kayaking for the whole family. Stillwater Kayaks offers a range of kayaking options for new and experienced kayakers. Explore the beauty of our scenic still waters and diverse wildlife. Call 252-772-3563 to reserve your kayaking adventure. That's 252-772-3563.
Animals are amazing. You have any of them with you today, here with you?
They are roaming around the house somewhere. I've got 3 cats and 2 rescue dogs.
Oh, fun. All of my dogs over the last 15 years have been rescues, and I loved every one of them.
Right, me too. It's like they know that, you saved them and they treat you as such, and it's such an amazing feeling.
They are, and and it's so healthy. They're a great companion, especially for elderly people, and gives us purpose. There's just I was doing some research a little while back and this is why I wanted to do some pet stuff on the show, which we're visiting with Gracie from Critter Cuts out of Washington, North Carolina, here on the Second Opinion Sports Show. So we want people to be healthy and active, and owning a dog or a pet improves your health.
It does, absolutely.
And,
Mentally,
people,
physically, all the way around.
yeah. So, people that walk their dogs are a little healthier because they're getting out and they're moving around. And then we
Right.
have someone to gives us something to live for,
Yep, some
so
companionship.
yeah. So you've been doing this a while, so more than 10 years of experience in the business itself. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you originally from, and how did
So
this love of animals start?
yeah, so originally I was born in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I moved to New Bern, North Carolina when I was about 5 or so. And I lived there and grew up and just was raised around animals. We've had dogs and cats and my whole life. And I had a dog his name was Blue, and he was a really special dog, and he actually saved my life once. So ever since then, I've just had a connection with animals. And it's something that, when I was growing up, I knew that I wanted to work with animals, but I couldn't figure out which path I wanted to go. So I looked into the vet side of things, and I don't know if I could handle the emotional toll that took. So I decided to get into grooming, and it has been the most amazing journey of my life so far. I mean, getting to be able to have a positive experience with all these animals, it's been life changing, honestly. And, a lot of times, they come in, they're nervous and stuff like that. So you build a relationship with each single animal that walks through the door. And I'm so passionate about giving each dog or cat a positive experience. And sometimes that takes time, and it takes patience and dedication, because animals aren't as trusting as people can be. So
They're
you
very
have to earn
perceptive.
that.
Yeah, and they read energy and pick up on those nonverbal cues and things that, sometimes we're in tune to, but they're more in tune to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you have to have a certain energy that you put off in order for them to feel that. They have to feel safe and comfortable. And that's what we strive to do at Critter Cuts.
Now, I've watched videos of some animals that came into a grooming situation and they were a little on the aggressive side. And you said a lot of that, comes from being nervous and things. And sometimes them going so long without routine care. So let's talk about being a responsible pet owner and how important it is for them to come in every so often and get their spa day.
Right. Yeah. Regular maintenance it's a big thing. Because, if they come to us matted, it doesn't necessarily, like, when you're shaving mats off, it can feel very uncomfortable, especially if air hasn't touched the skin for so long. So they're correlating that bad experience with grooming, and it's something that sticks with them. So we like to promote, routine maintenance, 6 to 8 weeks at least. Just even if it's just to come in for a bath and brush, just to get them used to the experience of getting brushed and stuff like that. And not only the, hair maintenance part of it, but groomers see more than just their hair. So we notice things that sometimes vets even can miss in their routine checkups, because when we're blow drying, we see every inch of the skin all over. It's easy for us to be able to detect like lumps and skin issues and stuff like that and go ahead and nip it in the bud. So it's very important to have routine maintenance and proper hygiene and early detection of any kind of health issues that could possibly happen. And at Critter Cuts, we like to be as transparent as possible. So if we notice anything while they're in our care, we relay that message immediately, so that way it can get taken care of and be proactive.
And that's so important. And I had a thought pop up while you were saying that. I grew up with a poodle as a brother. that was
Yeah.
I spent every day with that poodle, and boy, could his hair get tangled and matted. And my parents would take him in on a semi-regular basis, but the groomer would yell at them and say, "Why wasn't he here sooner?" But he would love his day at the groomers, and he would come back with a bow and all spiffed up, and he would strut around and be very proud of his new do.
Yeah. And it's not our place to judge. We don't judge if, life happens, things happen. It's easy for things to get out of control. And even if they come to us like that, we just positively promote like, hey, like you should bring them in 8 weeks just for a bath and brush, and just so everybody has a positive experience, because nobody wants to feel bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not here to judge or make owners feel bad. That, you know, sometimes things get out of hand. It happens.
And you know, and it's great about you mentioning being you're kind of a front line of defense, you know, with
Right.
that early detection on things.
Mhm.
You know, I've had pets that had skin allergies and things,
Oh
and we had to
yeah.
do oatmeal baths, and just I had to watch what products, and
Right.
they get sensitive to things just like we do.
They do.
So we have to be so careful because they rely on us to take good care of them,
Right.
and you know, and make those best choices from their food to whatnot. Now, Critter Cuts does you do everything from toothbrushing to the gland expression to
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
nail
So no, we
trimming.
do, you know, the haircuts and stuff like that, and our haircuts are all inclusive. So when they come in for a haircut, they get bath, brush, any kind of shampoo and conditioner that they'll need, combing, ear cleaning, ear plucking, anal glands, nails cut and filed, paw pad shave. So they get the whole 9 yards. And you know, we don't just do haircuts; we do bath and de-sheds as well for the short-haired dogs. Because a lot of people don't realize how big of a difference that it makes when you get your dog bathed at the groomer rather than doing it at home. Especially if you have a dog that sheds, because we have a lot of tools and products, and our Velocity Force Dryer is what really blows that dead coat out. And so we've had people come back and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like we just didn't even realize like how big of a difference this was going to make." So I try to promote that as well. I do it for my own dogs because I have short-haired dogs, and you know, I was bathing them at home, but it's just so much different at the groomers. It makes a world of a difference.
That's good to know. Like I had pits for a while, and you
Right.
would think that you don't see them shedding like a long hair, but the
Right.
hair's still there. It still falls and ends up
Oh
places,
yeah.
and
Especially
because
in the corners and creases of your house, you start to notice little dust bunnies. You're like, you have short hair. What in the world? How did this happen?
right.
Right.
Now you offer boarding as well, so
We do offer boarding.
day and overnight. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, you know, we don't have a big boarding facility, which is, you know, kind of a good thing because each dog in our care gets super attentive care. We have about 13 big runs, but, you know, on the holidays and stuff, we do offer like regular size kennel boarding, but we like to keep it, you know, on the smaller side just because they get that one-on-one care, and that's super special to us, so that they didn't, you know, parents don't feel like, oh, like there's just so many dogs. They get kind of pushed to the side. Each dog, when they're in our care, gets let out and has one-on-one time outside. We throw the ball and make sure we spend some time with them, because a lot of times when parents leave their dogs, you know, they're anxious and they don't really quite understand what's going on. So we like to give them extra love and make sure that they know that they're in a safe place.
That's the best. We all want to feel safe and secure.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, pets can't really speak to that. So we try to, you know, read their cues and stuff like that and pay attention to what needs they may have.
now I was reading somewhere about adoptions, and you know, you have two rescue dogs. Tell us a little bit how Critter Cuts is involved in adoptions in the community with animals that need a home.
So I started back in August, and we've been doing a lot of changes. We kind of have had like almost like a rebrand. So we're doing a lot of community involvement. We've been reaching out to Beaufort County Animal Shelter and starting to do some partnerships with them. We are this month for Valentine's Day covering the adoption fee of the longest resident at the animal shelter. We're super excited about that. And then as well in March, we're doing a donation drive offering discounted grooming services for people that donate to the animal shelter. So we're going to be running a drive at the shop for the whole month of March, which I'm super excited about.
That's great. And you know, there's so much joy that comes from having a shelter dog. Like I mentioned, the
Yes.
last pets I own now, I did lose a couple of them to cancer, and some were senior pets when they came to
Oh,
me. So
I'm so
I
sorry.
knew I was gonna have to say goodbye to them at some point. But
Yeah.
the time that you're with them, there's just so much love and fulfillment and, like I said, purpose. You know, having
Yeah.
that other living thing that
Yeah.
relies on you and is happy to see you. when you start your day and end your day, and there's just something really special about that. And there's so many animals that need a home.
There is. And I'm really proud to say that, our local animal shelter, they do a really good job. Not that, a lot of places don't. It's just they really promote the dogs that they have, and they aren't there long. Like I've seen places that, residents for 300 and something days, and our shelter really works to get these dogs loving homes. And it's something that I'm so proud to be a part of.
That's so great. And
Yeah.
it's so fulfilling. Now, I had done some work with people that had been like trauma and had worked with therapy dogs, emotional support animals. Um, Also, a couple people had become groomers because that helped them have a trade where they didn't have to deal with people so much because of their own trauma. So, for people that may be interested in becoming a groomer, what advice do you have for them as far as like getting trained and kind of learning the know-how? We know they may already love animals, and maybe they just for therapeutic reasons need a
Right.
job that's maybe less people oriented.
Right.
And
Yeah, absolutely. So that's something me and the owner, Christy, have actually talked about since I've started, is looking into starting a class up at Beaufort Community College. And just getting it out there that, a lot of people don't realize like you can make a career out of it. And and it's one that a lot of people really enjoy. And I don't think that there's enough knowledge out there about it. So we would love to go ahead and partner up with the community college as well. We talked to them at a event that we were at not too long ago about seeing what we can do to start up some classes, especially like talking to people that are coming out of high school that feel like they don't really know what to do, and they love animals, and just really putting the knowledge out there that this is a job that people can do and still sustain a financial stability and stuff like that, as well as doing something that they love.
That's great. And it's empowering, to be able to have your own business and do something that you enjoy, that it's not really work. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's what makes it so special. So we'll stay in touch for those updates, because that's really exciting, and we definitely want to
we're super excited about it. There's a lot of things coming this year, and I couldn't be happier.
Awesome. So what do people need to know now? CritterCutsNC.com is the website.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're also on Facebook. What's the best way
so
for
we
people?
have a Facebook page that we've been getting more involved with, posting more and more often, especially our groom pictures and stuff like that. People love to see their animals on the Facebook page and share and stuff like that. So our name is really getting out there in the community, which I'm really excited about. We also have an email that you can reach us at. It's crittercuts20@gmail.com. And you can reach out to us on Facebook as well. And, we would love to hear from everybody. We're super excited about all the new faces that we've had in the last 5 or 6 months. And we want to continue to meet the faces in the wagging tails. We're super excited about it.
Awesome. Well, we're excited as well. Thank you so much for being one of our sponsors for the show. And we're excited to let everyone know to come in and bring their pets to Critter Cuts. They're going to get exceptional care from well-qualified staff that loves their pets just as much as they do. So
we do, absolutely. And it's super small and intimate. And, if you're looking for that one-on-one personal care, then we're the place to go.
It's cozy, and it's
very homey, and that's what I love about it, to be honest with you, is that it does feel like a second home for these animals, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
Awesome. Well, we're excited that you're a part of the show today. Thank you so much for visiting with us and hanging out. And we'll be in touch, because sounds like there's some exciting things being cooked up. So
yes, there is, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miss Gracie. CritterCutsNC.com. Reach out, schedule your pet pup for their spa day.
Yes, please do. They deserve it.
And I forgot to ask, do you do anything with cats, just in case people want to know?
We do. So we do have a groomer. Her name is Kat, ironically. She does cat grooming, and we do it. We try to do at least one Tuesday a month, because we don't have a whole lot of cat clients, but the ones that we do, like to dedicate a day to those. So that way it's a super calm environment for them, and they're not super stressed with a bunch of dogs in there at once and stuff like that. So we dedicate a day to cats. And So yes, we offer cat grooming. We clip cat nails. So we're super excited to be offering that. That's something new that we've been offering the last 2 months.
Cool. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
we'll make sure the audience knows that everything they can access over there at Critter Cuts. So
thank you so much.
Wonderful. All right. Well, we'll see you soon, Gracie.
Yeah,
Thank you
have
for
a great
being with
day.
us.
Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
So my husband, Bob Ray, and I, along with my son Kevin and his wife Laura, have the Loft on Main Airbnb in Washington, North Carolina. And you were asking about the artwork. I'm a painter, and my husband Bob is, and we have a lot of our work in the loft. We kind of say it's where Soho meets Charleston. It's a loft like you might expect in New York, one long. It's in the top of an old building downtown. Great location near the river, near all the restaurants, and we have our artwork there as well as a gallery in town, and the Bank Bistro, which is a wonderful restaurant in Washington, has our paintings. And the people comment a lot who stay in the Airbnb. They love the artwork, and so it's a way of us connecting and creating a space that we're comfortable in. We stay there sometimes if we're in town. We live out in the country, and so we get a lot of really positive feedback about the wonderful art and the space.
And it truly is a beautiful space, very cozy, and like we had mentioned, it's right in the heart of downtown, not far from the waterfront, and everything you need is just a few steps
There we
away.
go. The Turnage Theater directly beside the Loft on Main. The Loft on Main is upstairs over what used to be the American Barbershop. And our space was a beauty parlor in the 50s and 60s when my mom would make me go and get a permanent. But next door was the movie theater. And for years, I didn't know about until, probably the last 15 years, there's a vaudeville theater upstairs, and it's totally haunted. If you walk in that stairwell to go upstairs, it looks like they had turned off the lights from the performance the night before and walked out. And you can feel the presence there. A lot of the buildings are, but the history goes back to the 1600s in Washington. So there are a lot of decades of souls that can be walking around. We never experienced anything in the loft, though. It's cozy and quiet there, but the theater next door.
You know, we want people to reach out. Is there a time of year that you recommend people come and visit Washington?
Well, it's nice all year round. They have all kinds of activities, especially it's a very vibrant downtown community. It's growing like crazy. There are lots of restaurants, and along with the restaurants, it brings and the waterfront. They have festivals. Um, um, if I was March, April, May, June, the fall is my favorite. You know, we have a lot of people that stay with us for Thanksgiving and Christmas that have family and friends in town. And so there's always something to do. And like I said, that close to the theater and art galleries and the museum and everything, there's always a lot to do.
Rain or shine, it's a great spot to visit, folks. So
That's
how do you
it.
want people to reach out if they would like to stay? Is it best to go to you're available on the Airbnb website?
Yes.
That people
We
can go directly.
We only book through the Airbnb, but it's a little tricky. If you put in the loft, the first one that comes up is New York and then California and then Dallas. So you have to say the loft on Main, Washington, North Carolina. And we have superhost status. So we're the first one in our town that comes up. And so we'd love to see you. My son Kevin does all the booking, and Bob and I make sure it's neat and tidy and that there are fresh towels and flowers. So come on, visit.
Wonderful. Well, we'll be sure to share that with all our neighbors. It's that Washington is such a beautiful place for a staycation. You need to get away from the stress of the world and
Yeah.
just kind of get lost and discover some new things.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Barbara, for being with us. And we enjoyed meeting you. And we're excited to introduce you and your artwork and just this wonderful family-owned business right here in Eastern North Carolina.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. We'll be checking in for any updates. See you soon.
Okay. All right, bye-bye.